folks, are the flowers that you have. Like
That's
these
right.
are the quantities.
We don't have
So I
more.
love that we've started garden, and if you're looking at these and going, oh, these are better, and we'll talk about that as well, versus any kind of garden center or place that you go to get the trays. That's why we're serious about bringing this Roberta's brand to us. This is Sensational Lavender. It's American Sensational Lavender. You're getting a basket as well. So can we show what you get? Yeah,
There's a couple right there.
Okay.
They come in all varieties of color. What's fun about these baskets, my family, my great-grandmother started selling these baskets filled with dried lavender in 1964 at the New York World's Fair. So this is a family tradition. But we'll get into the baskets.
Okay.
What we're looking at, this is a lavender which was born and bred in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
now,
cool.
the breeder, he looked at all the English and French varieties of lavender, and he said, they hate living in our climate with our soil, because American climate, we have the hottest summers, the coldest winters.
Right.
We have the most arid, rocky kind of soil compared to provincial France.
Yeah.
Or you know, England, where the
So their
winters are not
lavender
too hot.
wasn't working in our
They
soil.
don't, and that's what
Wasn't
everyone
working.
tries to grow. If
Yeah.
the big box stores are those kinds of European lavenders.
Not
It's no,
working.
everyone has trouble with these. Let's grow one, let's breed one that really knows what it's doing here and is tough. So he actually bred a different variety first, and then he improved upon that, and that now we have the sensational American bred lavender. Now let's talk about this, because lavender is the home stay in the garden. This is something that once you plant it, it's going to be there for years to come.
Yep.
Pollinators love it. It keeps out all the pests and things that you don't want. Most importantly, for us humans, it is relaxing. It is something you can put in the kitchen. You can put this in your clothing hampers with all of, you keep away
make
moths.
A little sachet.
You can dry them and put them anywhere in the house. But that look right there is completely attainable on your walkway, in your mixed bed, anywhere in the country. And not with some like fussiness like the European varieties.
Right.
These are tough as nails. They're meant to bloom. They have a high oil content, which means lots of long-lasting fragrance.
Nice, the fragrance.
And you can see how big and strong these plants are. These aren't the tiny little varieties of lavender. These plants get around 2.5 feet tall and wide. So look at that. That's somewhere in Pennsylvania with some of the old buildings. You could have your own lavender field. It's so easy and so beautiful. Also, these are great as potted plants, and you see the bees there. I raise bees.
The pollinators.
My bees love them. I planted 2 years ago 85 of these on my property because I have a couple acres, you know? And the bees are on these all the time. Now, let's talk about bloom period.
Yeah.
You're gonna get these blooms starting in early to midsummer, depending on where you live.
Okay.
And they're not going to stop until the first frost. My brother has a trick about getting more blooms too, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
But let's look at these.
So let's show, what are we getting exactly? Show us what we're purchasing. So three easy payments of $9.99. What's going to come to you?
How about you hold this plant
I got it.
and this little potpourri box.
Okay.
And I've got these other two plants.
That's
so
what
you're
you're
getting 3 farm fresh, vernalized, which means they've gone through their first winter plants. They're over a year old, and you're getting the potpourri basket to put your own dried lavender inside. So let's show about that lavender. Okay, so you've gone through a whole season. You've got your lavender on the plants. You're gonna go and snip this off. Now you take a rubber band, and with that rubber band, then you're gonna hang them upside down to dry. Once you've done that, you know what to do. It's so simple. You're just gonna coax all that lavender right off of the bunches.
Oh, that's so fun.
And then once you've done that,
it smells so amazing.
Right now,
and my hands smell like lavender. It's so great.
Right.
And people are making lavender tea. If you want to do lavender sachets,
scones, all kinds of stuff.
My gosh,
I put it on my pizza, and then you've got your potpourri box, and you're just going to fill that up. Imagine putting that in your car.
That's so sweet. Yeah.
Or some people, you know, they put it in their underwear drawer. Whatever works for you.
Put it in your linens, by your linens, wherever you keep your towels or your sheets.
Yes, now there is a trick to get
my
more lavender. My brother actually has
I want to know the trick, Devin.
Do you want to know how you can get twice as much lavender power?
Yes.
So when they produce their flowers, it's going to be around the early part of July. Go and snip off all of your flowers. right when they start to bloom, because then you can dry those flowers and then you will have a second flowering in October. Most lavenders, they don't bloom that quickly, so you're not going to get two seasons of flowers. Right. But with the Sensational, you can.
Yeah, so the more you cut, the more you get, and that's what's so fun about these.
So how old are these? Thank you so much, Devin. How old are these ones?
This is, right here, this is first season growth from the time that you get it, and the ones next to it are the second season.
Okay.
So I want to talk about lavender in the garden because these grow great, in full sun.
Full sun, got it.
They can handle the high intense heat. They can handle drought. They're deer and disease resistant. Deer hate lavender because it's got such a pungent smell to them. Also, they can handle minus 25-degree weather. So the whole country can grow this. I love putting this in mixed beds, lining walkways, putting it in containers. You got to remember that this is called the Swiss Army knife of herbs, meaning it does so much. So I also interplant with my vegetables because the fragrance wards off pests from my tomatoes.
And it does need full sun, so it's full sun. Let me back up because lavender is something that's kind of ubiquitous, right? It's every big box store has a lavender. Why are we coming to Roberta's to get your particular lavender?
Yes, I love that. So the Roberta's difference is that this sensational lavender was born and bred in America for our climate and our soil because the French and the English lavender have a really hard time holding up to our drought, our intense heat, and our frigid ice-cold winters, which they do not get in Europe. We have just extremes on both ends in North America, and so there needed to be a lavender that could handle all and humidity.
More robust, exactly.
Yeah, so this is built for, it's built tough.
It's built for our weather.
Exactly.
And by the way, it is a perennial, so remember, you're buying this once, and it's coming back year after year after year,
many
and getting
years.
better and better and better. So your investment just continues to pay for itself as you have it. This is, again, a gardener's must. Like every single garden should have lavender in it. Our lavender is special because it's ready and can stand up to the crazy weather we have here in America, which is why it's called American Sensational. M132114. Derek, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. That's pretty awesome. We also have, coming up in the show, I saw these and my breath caught in my throat.